the time this child is screaming, "I just need some sleep. How can I figure this out?" Ugh. When I was pregnant with our first son, my husband and I had this great idea that our child was going to sleep in his own bed. We bought the most beautiful crib and bedding set for our new infant son. While we were in the hospital, shortly after my son was born, he started gasping and choking, and we had no idea what was going on. The nurses were rushing in and out of our room, and they were bringing tools and different mechanisms to deal with whatever was going on with our son. My son was choking on his mucus from pre-birth, and unfortunately, it was the scariest thing I think a new parent could go through. So after witnessing this, my husband and my views on co-sleeping and not co-sleeping drastically changed. Complete 360, actually. Like I said, we had this plan that our children or child were going to sleep on their own, which when this happened, we decided that was out of the question. As a new parent, your life is completely shook. It's completely changed. At an odd breath that our infant made, we were awake. There was no more sleeping hard and sleeping in. So with that being said, I have a few reasons why you should consider co-sleeping. My first reason you should co-sleep is because it actually is proven to prevent SIDS. SIDS is a pretty unknown thing, sudden infant death syndrome. And unfortunately, we do know someone who has lost an infant in the last 5 years to this disorder. With that being said, we always had the anticipation that our next child will sleep on their own. They'll sleep in a snuggle nest next to my bed, but they wouldn't be in my bed. That actually was never the case in our family. So, according to a sleep researcher, Dr. James McKenna, co-sleeping increases the chances that a parent could intervene should a child be having issues with SIDS. So, whether SIDS is a psychological or a physical accident, nobody really knows. But co-sleeping enhances the fact that parents can intervene with like a symptom like what my son went through. He had started choking and gasping for air, and a parent can actually, you're a hand away. So a parent can intervene there. Dr. James McKenna also found that the protection from SIDS may be related to the frequency of how many times a breastfed baby feeds a night. A breastfed baby will feed more often than a bottle or formula-fed baby because of the mother's presence. So with a breastfed baby, they have a greater chance of not suffering from SIDS because they are constantly waking up to nurse and are able to do that. So they don't really get into the deep REM sleep necessarily while they are at their mother's side. My second reason that you should consider co-sleeping is because us parents, we need more sleep. And co-sleeping gives you that opportunity, whether it's just minutes or some people are lucky enough to get hours of extra sleep. Especially breastfeeding moms will be able to gain some more sleep because their infant is right there with them. And a mother and a child actually don't have to fully awake to nurse that child and then recomfort the infant to go back to sleep. I personally breastfed all 3 of my boys, and I found that co-sleeping was a godsend because I didn't have to get up and make a bottle and have to go to a crib and then burp the baby and put them back to bed. I never fully had to wake up. I was able and allowed to just nurse my child or even just pat my child without feeding them to put them back to sleep. Co-sleeping also allowed me to comfort, like I said, with my infant with just a simple touch or a pat, just so they know that you're there. As a new mom, I found that it was super easy to co-sleep because all of these reasons I've just explained are absolutely simple. And all those little simple things add up to a little bit more sleep. So my third reason that you should consider co-sleeping is because it's actually proven that the child can bond better with mom or mom and dad. It gives the child more security with a mom or a parent in the bed with them, knowing that that closeness is still there. A child, while in the womb, is attached 24/7 to a being. And with that, going into their own bed can be a little freaky. So it builds attachment, and it also builds an unbreakable bond. Dr. Kim West, also known as the Sleep Lady, is the one person who I have found that did research on co-sleeping and the average reaction time, capability of a parent to intervene with a child being right there is just amazing. So James McKenna also did a research study on co-sleeping infants and found that co-slept infants are able to have reduced stress levels as an infant, and they are also allowed or able to have reduced stress as adults. With these reasons today that I've given you, that co-sleeping is best, it greatly reduces SIDS, it gives us parents more sleep, and it also helps us build an unbreakable bond with our children from the very, very start of life. I definitely urge you to experience the wonderful bonding time with your child, whether you have children or you're expecting. Thank you.